Hello everyone, I'm Rachel from the Innisfil mediaLAB and Library, and in today's Tinkershop tutorial, we're going to learn how to colorize black and white photos using Photoshop. So let's get started. Begin by opening up the Photoshop program and opening up your photo that you're going to be editing. Over to your left-hand side is where you'll find your layers. Double-click on your first layer and click OK. This will unlock it, and then you'll be able to begin editing and add effects to your image. Let's go over to the left-hand side, and there's a few tools we're going to be using today. There's our quick select tool. Will allow you to section different areas, and it'll be able to follow the edges and lines of the image. Let's start by selecting your hair. So as I click on it, you can see that it's trying to section off where it feels those lines are. And we're going to be able to change these colors in 3 easy steps. So now that we've selected, or if we want to deselect something, just hold down your Alt key and you'll be able to get some more detailed areas covered. So once your area is selected, go over to the right-hand side and we're going to create a mask. Click solid color. And you can see that it's blanked out right now, but we're going to choose a different color. We're going to go a little bit darker brown. We're going to click OK. And again, you can't see anything has changed right now. But when you go up to the normal tab, click on that and click overlay. And you can start to see now that you're kind of getting a different effect. Now you can change the opacity of this, and the opacity is the transparency of your image by just clicking over on opacity and taking the slide bar and just taking it down a little bit. If you don't like how your color is, just simply click on it again and you can adjust it. You can make it a little bit brighter, a little bit darker, more color. It's up to you. So now I've selected these parts, let's just repeat those steps. We're going to create a mask, click solid color, and we do want our eyebrows to match your hair color, so we're going to hover over top of that, and our cursor changes to an eyedropper. Click that, and click OK. And now instead of normal, we're going to go right back up and choose overlay. Again, we're going to default it and make it a little bit brighter, or a little bit less opacity, and we're going to make it just a little darker. So one thing I do like to do when I'm using Photoshop is I like using key commands as shortcuts. So if I hold down Command and hit plus, I can zoom in. If I hold down Command and hit minus, I can zoom out. I can also do a Command D if I wanted to deselect something. So our next area, I'm just going to do her eyes. Okay, so let's create another one. Solid color. I'm going to make it a lot darker. Hit OK. Instead of normal, we're selecting overlay. It's a little bit too dark. I feel like she had golden brown. Hit OK. You'll notice that each layer has a certain color, so you have to keep track of what your colors are. So what I like to do is double click on them, and I can type in what that color section is. Always best to keep organized. Okay, so let's now focus on the skin tones. We're going to just select her whole face here. Don't worry if we have a bit of overlap when you're getting to some areas, because you can touch those up later. We will get into that. I'm going to keep going. Just anywhere that there's a skin, where her skin tone is. Let's get down by your shoulders. I'm going to hold down my Alt key to deselect areas I don't want to be colored right now. We'll pick a nice colored background in just a moment. Okay, so let's create another mask. Clicking on solid color, and this time we're going to try to find a good skin tone color. She was fairly fair. So just a little bit of rose. Let's choose this for right now. And we can adjust it as soon as we do our overlay. So double click, and we're just going to change it a little bit. We're going to go a little bit warmer, and you can hover around. You can also try different parts of the color wheel. You can also do some fun effects if you wanted to. And make sure that you always zoom out and have a look at what you're working with. Next, we're also going to select her lips. Now you see right now there's some overlap. Now when this happens, you can select your eraser tool and click on it, but right now if you do this you can't change the color after that, so be sure that that's the color that you want. So click OK, and then you can actually go around, just touch things up. If you make a mistake, just hit Command Z and it will undo your last step. Our picture's starting to come to life. Next, let's go back to our selection tool, and we're going to now increase our brush size by holding our right bracket key. And we're just going to select the whole background. Now we selected way too much, so I'm going to hold down my Alt key again. It can be tricky because it does try to capture just the edge of these images. Again, we're going to create a mask and click solid color, and then we're going to select the color of the background. Okay, so there's another area too. So this is where you're going to clean up your items. So I'm just going to double click on our image. I'm just going to go to my eraser tool again. I'm going to clean up around her eyes. So because we have a couple of options here too, you can use some fun effects. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go down now to, say, our areas. Instead of our sharpening tool, we're going to use our blur tool. Kind of merge some of these colors together, just like right where her eyebrows are. Let's use our smudge tool. We're just going to morph these together. Kind of give it a little buffer. Kind of nice little way to blend that in. Maybe down by her lips as well, so that way it's not too harsh. And lastly, let's select her shirt. So we're going to select all around the white area. We're going to create a mask and then select solid color. We're going to go and select overlay. And there you have it. You just learned how to colorize photos using Photoshop. So please experiment at home, share some of your ideas and designs, and let us know how you like our Tinkershop's tutorials. Again, I'm Rachel from the Innisfil Idea Lab and Library, and thank you for joining me. Have a great day.